This evening, we continue the quest for Oger's Toe, playing Tiny Wastelands. This is part two of a one-shot that started last Sunday and was abruptly interrupted by a thunderstorm and lightning that took out my phone and router. So we are hopefully going to finish it this evening. The basis of the game is all the player characters are anthropomorphic, mutated animal characters made in Tiny Wastelands. They are living on the Earth many, many years after the human population is gone. The animals and humanoid type animals rule the Earth now. They have left their community of Foxglove, Petunia, that is near the Gray Heron Swamps. Their mission was to go into the Gray Heron Swamps. Every 4 years, a group is sent out to harvest what is called Oger's Toe, which is a valuable mushroom that's used for many purposes, such as making elixirs, drinks, food. They're used in engine parts. They're used in about anything you can think of. But the mayor of Foxglove, Petunia, Mayor Crowley, has set them out. They've had a few hiccups along the way. But we continue in part two. A lightning storm has just passed as our adventurers have entered into this cavern and started to begin harvesting Oger's Toe they have found there. When a robed figure has confronted them and accused them of trespassing in his cave, saying they ignored the no trespassing sign. As this figure was speaking to Crystal's character, Crystal, why don't you introduce your character real quick, who you're playing and all that for us?
I'm playing Train. Train is a tortoise. She used to be a bandit and currently has a deal with the mayor. She brings back some Oger's Toe. He's supposed to forgive her previous transactions, and she'll be a free tortoise able to roam the lands again. And she's currently trying to deal with this guy,
Yep, as you're sitting there in conversation with this green-skinned, ogre-looking, purple-robed figure, Yang, we'll jump to you as you have walked up and seen this, as you're preparing to hopefully use one of your abilities to see what you can do, maybe to calm and resolve the situation. Why don't you tell us about who you're playing?
Tonight, I'm going to be playing, or resume playing, my character, Hubert Hooters. He's a psionic owl, and he has various psionic abilities, such as healing and persuading folks. So hopefully that ability would come in handy tonight.
Perfect. And walking up behind you is Mike's character that sees this purple robe figure. Mike, you can introduce your character, please.
I'm playing tonight Doug Digger. Doug is a badger who is also a kung fu master, having rejected his family's clan for barbaric warfare. He's chosen the path of peace and harmony.
Yep, as you three are standing there, and the fourth party member who's been over helping you and the owl harvest, Paul, if you can tell us about who your character is and maybe what they look like and stuff.
Sure. My guy is Ozymandias Ferrus, or Ozzy to his friends. He's a kind of a hard-bitten, world-weary warrior ferret. And the way I see him is he's a little bit like Bronn in Game of Thrones, except he's a ferret. And he'll work for pretty much anything, usually mice. That's his favorite food.
All right, perfect. As you four are standing there, and as we go back to Hubert as he prepares to put into motion something, you hear a noise behind you also. You three, Crystal's character wouldn't hear it immediately, but you three standing there, you hear a noise, and you look behind you, and you see the mutated warthog that is standing behind you wearing this plate-looking armor and carrying this big wicked axe. as he stands there with slobber running down his face, and he just starts, the master will get me to take care of you soon, it looks like. He's standing about 20 feet behind you, but we go back to you, Hubert. Put into motion what you're going to do, please.
I realized that I'm muted. Yeah, so he's going to use his psionic ability to calm the opponent. Yeah, he's going to say, "Hey, fellows, is it really necessary to fight like this? And look into my eyes." And his eyes glow a little bit, and he's trying to hypnotize them to recognize, the rest of the party as someone who's not immediately hostile.
Yeah, you're looking towards the green-skinned, purple-robed, ogre-looking figure.
Yep.
Yeah, you look. He looks at you eye to eye. So yeah, go ahead and make your test for Coil.
Okay, hold on a second. Three and two. He fails.
Yeah, as you start making contact, he looks at you and he kind of shakes his head, and his robe up around his face kind of moves, and he says, "Ah, you practice the arts too. Are they as dark as mine?"
Well, I don't know whether if it's arts, but people look into my eyes and they recognize us as friends. And then he's continuing to do it, but he doesn't realize that it has failed.
Well, we need to come to some form of agreement. It looks like I was telling your big friend here, you've trespassed into my cave, and if you try to take all my ogre's toe, it's going to leave me none and Porker back there to do our experiments with. So, and you see the warthog go, "It's not Porker, it's Piggy." Well,
All right.
anyway,
All right. Well, let me understand something here. All right. So you two are the only two here?
the robe figure looks at you and he starts like clenching his hands together and like he's almost thinking or sweating about something, but he doesn't answer you.
Because, I'm just saying, way I see it, we got you outnumbered like 5-1 here.
Well, we don't necessarily want to just, murder them. We are trespassing in their place after all. So maybe, could we come to an agreement? We take some of those ogre's toe and you let us go? Maybe we can do a service for you.
Ah, a man of my ability. Yes, there is a service I need. You could do a service for me, a service for yourself, and also find you plenty of ogre's toe that doesn't belong to me. How about that? Does that sound good?
Hoot! It sounds like a hoot.
I suppose.
Well, let me tell you, the service you will do for me and do for yourself is, it's not going to be as easy as picking ogre toe, but it's better than me and my minions burying your bodies here. You're going to have to go further deep into the swamps. And as you do, you will face Miss Sally, the swamp hag. But hey, y'all are tough, you say, so y'all maybe could handle it. If you can handle Miss Sally, take care of her. There's a cave just past her little place where she lives, and you finish her off, then you can get all the ogre's toe that grows there. It can be your cave.
I like the sound of that, Train. What about you?
Well, yeah, whatever, I guess so. Since I'm reformed now and all.
Sometimes when water encounters a rock, it simply goes around.
So are there any mice in this?
I ate a couple before.
And then he spits out a owl palate, and you see a mice, like half digested mice.
Would you like one?
And then he lifts it up for you.
I'll take mine. Thank you.
Well, suit yourself.
And then he gulps it back up.
The green-skinned, ogre-looking fella comes up to you, and he pulls out an old piece of parchment. It's kind of torn, and he opens it up, and he says, "We're right here at this X on this map. Follow this map. It's going to be a good day's travel deeper into the swamps and further than you've ever been, I'm sure. There's dangers there, of course, but there's also, well, there may be friends too, you know. I guess it matters how you talk to them. But you go until you come to Miss Sally's little hut. She'll probably be there, but if she's not, just keep going deeper into the swamp. If you don't find her, she'll find you, but you got to kill her. Kill her good so she don't come back. You can go and take all the ogre's toe you want, and the swamps will be free. Sally, the swamp hag.
Tell us a little bit more about her. Why do you want her to be dead so much?
She's a bad person. She doesn't like poetry.
Oh, geez, someone who doesn't like poetry. If I've ever heard of a reason to murder someone, that most certainly must be it.
Well, that's only one reason now. There's other reasons that you'll have to find out on your own, I'm sure.
Hey, look, pal, I've murdered people for far less than that, all right?
Well, see, y'all are the perfect group. It saves me and my minions from having to murder you all.
I have murdered people for far less than that. These guys, well, you know, it's kind of complicated. Look, we'll get your deal done. You just have that toe bagged for us, all right?
Well, I'm not letting you take my toe.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I messed up with that.
But I'll tell you what I will do. I'll let you take one bag from here. How about that? That's generosity, you would call.
That does sound very good. Well, it's better than nothing, I would say.
All right. Yeah, we'll consider that payment for the killing.
Well, and
And then
once you get to that cave, it'll be full. And believe me, nobody goes there to that cave. Well, I've been there before, but I don't miss. Well, never mind. You know, it's Sally's cave, so it's all yours. Once she's gone, you can put a sign up that says no trespassing.
Sounds like to me there's something else in that cave. But guess that's our problem now. All right, guys, let's go.
We got a bag, so that's better than nothing.
And then he takes the bag and flies away back to the boat.
Piggy steps out of y'all's way and puts his axe down in a non-threatening manner. And good luck.
Thanks, Piggy.
I hiss in the pig's face as I walk by.
As you leave and make your way back out to the entrance, back into the swamp itself, the green-skinned person, he goes up to Piggy and he goes, well, I don't know what would have been worse, calling my little friend from the depths of the murky water or letting him go face Sally. Diggy just looks at him and goes, as they go back to doing whatever they are doing in their little cave. But yeah, you look at the map that he's given you, and it appears that where he's drawn to show you how to go deeper into the swamps itself, it's going to be very treacherous travel. And you would probably know that, even you, especially maybe you would know, Train, that no one really goes this deep into the swamp. I mean, there's very many dangers and treacherous ways. And I tell you what, everybody roll me a standard test, 2d6. Let me know if you pass.
No for Doug.
Yep, I'm good.
Guaranteed.
Nope.
What about you, Jan?
No for me either.
All right, Paul, you're the lucky one. Ozzy recalls what he thinks about it after relieving this tense situation. You start thinking about Sally, the swamp hag, and you've probably heard some stories about her before that you probably think are just legend or whatever. I mean, you've heard stories about this, supposedly this witch, this hag, that lives deep, deep in the swamps, that no one ever goes that deep because it's her swamps and no one ever leaves alive. So you would know a little general story about her.
Sorry, muted there. Cool. So what do I know?
Just basically, it's more or less of a legend, is what you've always been told. It's just a legend of Sally the Swamp Hag that lives there. But she's very dangerous and very treacherous, and she'll try to make deals that she doesn't keep, and that nobody leaves her swamp alive.
Okay. Anything about any sort of powers or abilities or whatever that she has?
You've heard that the only thing you ever heard about her is she practices everything that she practices is evil and dark.
Ugh. I don't like evil dark stuff, particularly if it's evil dark magic. I tend to chop its head off. Okay. I'll let the others know what I know. And I'll see if I can think of anything else just in case.
All right. And as y'all make your way back and start following this map, we're going with the same type of order where Hubert, you're going to try to stay above the party, fly above the party, and Train, you're leading the grounds party.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah. Evil person, heard it all before. You know what? At least Roberts won't be out there.
Hubert, are you going to fly above? You're muted, Jan, if you're trying to talk.
Yeah, he's going to be flying above, keeping an eye on everything.
All right. While you're doing that, you can roll 3d6 since you've got a little advantage of seeing things as you're moving along then.
Here we go. I got 6 and 6.
All right, great. Yeah, as y'all travel, maybe you've been going about an hour, maybe 2 hours, you start noticing that the swamp gets quieter and it gets more treacherous to cross and go through. I mean, there's more fallen trees. It seems like everything is going from like a living part of the swamp to everything starting to die and decay. And most of the trees have fallen and they're dead or rotten. There's hardly any plants growing here as you maneuver on in. You don't hear any sounds of any of the local creatures or anything as you move. Everything's pretty quiet, and it seems like it's turned hotter. It's very steamy and humid as you're going further in. You don't see anything right now as you're maneuvering along.
Yeah, he hoots downwards and says,
Ooh, it seems like everything's clear from up here.
All right. Train is gonna take out her hand axe with her with her not weapon hand because she's holding the halberd with her other, and she's going to be chopping down the foliage leading the way.
Yeah, like I say, the travel is going to be a little bit slower because you're having to maneuver around stuff, and the waters in places is deeper. But you're able to do it, of course. It's just taking more time than what it did to reach the previous area. But the rest of the day goes. It's starting to get evening, and you probably know you've got about maybe 30 minutes to an hour before it's going to get dark. If you want to stop and start setting up camp or however y'all would want to go, the terrain is pretty much the same that you've traveled through all day.
I think we probably should then. Let's see if we can find somewhere safe, or at least relatively safe, and get a camp set up.
Yeah. Treen will put Attila on the ground and let Attila peck around for worms while they set up the camp.
Yeah, everybody can roll 2d6 as you're setting up your camp, maybe looking for food and a potable water supply, and if you got any kind of survival or anything that would give you advantage, of course. But everybody just roll 2d6, and if you pass, that means you found something to kind of sustain yourself through the evening and get everything set up decent. If you fail, you're going to have to borrow some food or something probably from one of your teammates.
I think I found a rat. They're not quite the same as mice. They taste a little bitter, but they're good enough. I'll have the rat.
Yeah, it looks like Attila laid an egg, so I got something.
I think tonight I should just focus on my inner energy and forgo food for the evening.
What kind of watch system is far as who would want to go first, second, third, and fourth through the night?
Well, I always sleep with one eye open anyway.
No. I'll take first watch. I say we let any of y'all who can see in the dark real well, y'all should be taking darker watches.
I'll take last watch.
Okay, we've got Doug on last. You would probably want third, and then Ozzy.
I'll take whichever. I don't mind. Like I say, I sleep with one eye open anyway, so.
Yep, that'll be fine. We'll give Hubert second then. Yeah, y'all are wore out, exhausted. Those of you that lay to get some rest or set up in a crook of a tree or whatever you do, you fall fast asleep. Train, your watch goes by very quickly, you would think. I mean, it seems like time is sped up. It's over before you know it. And you know it's time to wake up Hubert now.
All right, I'll make my way over to him and give him a tap. Hey, it's time for you to take the sky.
Yeah, Hubert, as you take your watch as it passes through, it goes pretty smoothly too. It seems to go by faster than you think it would, and very alert. You hear some sounds of small creatures out in the swamps itself, but nothing that alerts you at all as it's time to wake up Ozzy.
Cool. Yeah, he goes up. Wakes up for the next watch.
Ozzy, you begin your watch, and you go through about probably half what you would think is half of your watch. As you do, you hear footsteps slogging through the swamp coming your way. And as you're sitting there, this is what you will see walking towards you.
Actually, into the camp.
Yeah, it's walking towards your camp there. He's walking on this old wooden staff, this big, tall, probably 5-foot rat, very skinny, very wearing this robe and this this beard that's been tied into a ponytail type deal flowing down the front with its hair, and it's walking on this wooden staff and seems to be mumbling to himself.
I'll whip my sword out, just point it at him and go, "Hold, who goes there, stranger?"
Oh, goodness, what are you doing with that sword? I mean you no harm. I'm just a lonely traveler through the night.
How do I know you mean no harm? You come wandering into our camp unannounced?
Well, I didn't know it was your camp. I didn't see a fire.
Have we got a fire? Do we start fires? Good question.
I usually keep them like kind of burning low and like in the ground.
Oh, I see it now. Of course, I'm old and my eyes do not see as good as I used to when I was younger, but I assure you, I mean you no harm. Can an old rat have a seat and have a drink? Do you have some good water?
Yes. Why not? But don't make any false moves.
Well, let me introduce myself. Maybe we'll get off on a better foot. I am Sir Ratatouille. Who may you be?
I am Ozymandias, warrior.
Oh, I think I've read stories about you. You're famous. You were something. Didn't you do something with helping somebody gain a throne one time?
I help everybody, as long as there's payment in mice.
Oh, well, I'm too big for you to eat there, but please let me have a seat, and I guess I should not talk so loud and wake your companions unless you want them to be awakened.
Let them sleep for the moment. I'm more than enough to keep an eye on you. But I will throw over a water bag for him.
Yeah, he takes a big, long drink out of it, probably more. He probably drinks half of what's in there, and I was parched. Walking through the swamps is hard work. But you know what, friend? You shared your water. I have something to share with you. And he starts digging through this robe, and he pulls out a little pouch that is tied up with a leather. And you can tell it's old. And it's probably about the size of a small dice bag. And he throws it to you, and he says, "Doesn't that smell wonderful?" And it does. It has all these herbs and stuff you can smell.
What is this?
Well, that's
Trickery.
It's an extra one. I use one myself because, well, sometimes it's easy to get lost out in these swamps, and it will help you find your path when you need it the most.
How does smelly herbs help us find our path?
Just trust an old wise as a rat.
Tell me, old wise rat, Sir Ratatouille, you know these swamps well?
Oh, I know most of them in and out.
And you know where the swamp hag is?
Oh, do not mention her. She's evil. Ooh.
Which is precisely why we'd like to know where she is, so that we can avoid her.
Well, she lives back that way. And he points basically in the direction of where your map is showing you to go. It's probably about I don't know. You'd probably travel better than I can with my age, but it's probably about a half-day travel through the swamp from here.
Tell me, what do you know of this hag?
Oh, don't let her catch you around her shack, she has some caves that are behind. Don't pass the shack. She thinks that she owns that area of the swamp. Everything is hers, and she'll hang you if she catches you there.
She'll have a hard time hanging me.
Well, just be forewarned, and I tell you what, there's something else that maybe I should give you this too. He pulls out this old jar, and it's kind of a bluish green glass jar, and he uncaps it just enough of this waif of stuff to come across. If you know what Vicks Vapor Rub smells like, that's what it smells like. And he puts the top back on it, screws it back on. He says, "This here will help you if you get hurt. Just rub it on the injury and it will help you, I promise. And if you're going to face her, you will need it. And he hands you the jar.
If this is what I think it is, I thank you, Sir Ratatouille.
Well, thank you for the water and for your kindness. And, you're just a fine young person.
It's good of you to call me young. Please, sit and rest a while and then go in peace.
Oh, but it looks like you that needs the rest. And as you look up towards him when he says that, his eyes start turning red and pink.
Uh-oh.
And you feel exhausted as you fall asleep. You sleep for what feels like days. I mean, it's great rest, but it's probably maybe 10 minutes, and you wake up. He's gone. There's no sign to indicate he was even there at all, except the bag of herbs and the salve that is sitting next to you.
I'll quickly check the rest of the camp. Is there anything missing? Or
everything is in order the way that your party left it. Everybody's sleeping soundly. Nothing's been disturbed.
That's one very strange rat. Okay, well, I won't disturb anybody. I'll go back to my watch, but this time I'll make absolutely sure I don't fall asleep.
Yeah, and if you got a pen or pencil and piece of paper, I'll tell you about those two items, or anybody wants to write them down when y'all use them. It's called a bag of tracking herbs. Basically, it gives you the tracker ability. Whoever's carrying the bag on their person, you can gain advantage when testing to track someone or an animal in the wilderness. While outside, you can also locate true north without testing. So basically, it just gives you the tracker ability found in the book. And the salve is a salve of healing that you must use one action to apply it to yourself or someone else, and it will restore 1 HP. And there is going to be 3 uses of it that's still left in the jar.
Excellent. As long as he didn't do anything else strange to us.
Nope, everything seems to be in order. I mean, you just think, you remember looking deep in his eyes as they changed red and stuff, and then you just remember you were extremely exhausted and fell asleep.
Definitely not your average rat. I wonder if he was a little upset because I didn't hide my meal from earlier.
Huh. Yeah, the rest of your watch goes by smooth after your encounter with Ratatouille, and you wake Doug up. Doug, you have no problems through the last part of the morning rises. Next day is here. Would you have told him about it, Ozzy?
Oh, I'll make sure I point out to him that if he sees any strange rats with glowing red eyes, to wake me immediately.
Strange rats? What is that something that is left over from the meal that you had? Is it a bit of indigestion?
If it's indigestion that actually left some things with us.
Oh, I see.
Just trust me, if you see a strange rat with glowing red eyes, wake me.
Oh, I will. I shall do that.
Yeah, and like I say, you prepare your meal that morning, get all your stuff packed up, your gear. It's actually a cooler morning. You're kind of happy, but it's a little bit cooler as the morning is starting off and the sun is coming up. And I'm sure probably, I don't know, Ozzy, would you have shared with Doug or the rest of them about what he told you about the hag and her journey from here?
Yes, I will. I'll let them know what happened last night. I'm pretty sure it was real because I seem to have acquired a bag of herbs and a small salve. But it didn't seem real somehow.
Yeah, as we begin that deal, and sure enough, you look at the map and you see the direction that Ratatouille would have shown you. Pretty much the map matches that as you start out that way. And of course, I guess Hubert, you're going to be overhead again, and of course, Train will lead the way on ground. Hubert, as you move along, I guess you're flying overhead. Make me a 3d6 if you're up in the sky.
Here we go. And 4, 4, and 1. So he messed up.
Huh. Yeah, you everything looks great as you're watching in the sky and keep going that way and looking down at your party and they're maneuvering along. You travel up to probably we'll say about 10 o'clock in the morning. And as you do, make me another test. You do this one at 2d6 though, because it seems like the foliage has got thicker. The swamp, the canopies of the trees.
Woo! I got 2 and 6, 1 success.
Yeah, as you're flying above the party, train is leading the way, probably 20 foot in front of everybody. You see out ahead of train, maybe we'll say 50 feet ahead, 50, 60 feet ahead. You see this figure just standing there, planted in the swamp. At first, you think it's probably a stump of a tree or partially of something, but you see it kind of move, and you notice that it appears to be about 8 or 9 foot tall, and it's very shaggy, very fur covered, standing on 2 feet, humanoid. And as you maybe fly a little bit closer to get a better look or maneuver around, you see these big, huge tusks that are coming up from its mouth. But what's the strangest thing you notice about it is this fur is all these different colored flowers are growing from its fur. And it's just kind of standing there looking around like it's planted into the swamp itself.
He swoops down and informs the rest of the crew of what he just saw. He says,
Ooh, I saw something very strange. It's a furry, gigantic animal with flowers coming out of his fur. What do you think it is? Ooh.
A giant furry animal with flowers coming out of him?
Well, yeah.
Well,
I would
think
say
that-
it's just a little bit away.
Was he a friend? Did he appear friendly?
Well, he looked really big, so I don't know. I mean, if we go closer, we'll find out.
Well, why don't you introduce yourself?
Me? All by myself?
Well, it will get you there quicker. You can get there quicker than us, and you can tell us what his response is. We'll be there
Why
shortly.
me?
he flies up there, and he's up in the sky and spots him again and swoops down next to that gigantic creature. And he's hovering over and says, "Woo! Woo!"
Yeah, as you do, and you get closer, you hear the creature kind of muttering under his own breath, and you can make out what he's saying, and he's picking these flowers off of him, and he's going, "She loves me. She loves me not." And he's picking these flowers, and then he sees you, and he goes, "Oh, friend, I haven't spoken to anyone in ages."
And the owl repeats himself, "Whoo! Whoo!"
"Would you like a bouquet of pretty flowers?"
Maybe it's for someone that you love. Could you tell me who it is?
"I love everyone. We should all be friends."
I like that.
And then he flaps his wings and comes closer to take that bouquet of flower.
Yeah, you see him. He's picked a bouquet off part of his body, and they are just beautiful, multicolored flowers. He hands them out. And he says, "Here, you can be my friend."
Well, it's always good to make new friends. I have some more friends coming this way. Maybe you would like to meet them?
"Oh yes, of course. I'm Billy the Bog Beast."
I'm Hugh. Hugh Hooters.
"Oh, it's a lovely name. your friends. They will come along shortly. I will give them flowers too if they like.
That sounds great. I'll take these over to them.
He flaps his wings and he's up in the air again. And he returns to the boat, bearing that flower. He drops it off in front of them and says,
He looked like a mighty friendly guy to me. He's big, but he likes to make friends, he says. And he gave me these flowers.
Hey, Doug, sniff them out. Do they smell weird?
The flowers?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to trust our ferret friend here. He's going around talking to rats and, just taking herbs from them.
Well, the weird thing is, these flowers grew out of his body.
They grew out of his body.
He plucked them directly out of his fur.
That's disgusting.
That's odd. Are you sure it wasn't growing in his fur?
I don't know. Maybe it was growing in his fur, out of his fur. He pulled them out of his body.
Doug will take a deep inhalation of the flowers. Is it anything that he recognizes using his survival stuff?
Yeah, as soon as you take and inhale the wonderful scent of these flowers, you feel very energized, very invigorated, and you can raise your maximum HP by 1 point.
Woohoo.
Oh, hey, Tony, did resting give us back any HP?
Yeah, it should put you back up to full, I believe, doesn't it?
Okay, I just wanted to.
Because y'all didn't have any type of things that would have disturbed you to.
Yeah, I had like 1 missing HP.
Oh yeah, you'd be back up for sure for 1, man.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this flower. It helps rejuvenate you.
Ooh, let me smell that too, then.
When you smell it, Hubert, the smell is gone. It's like that when Doug took it and he smelled all the scent and all the flowers are still pretty, but the scent is gone.
It smells like nothing.
I wiped the pollen off the end of my nose. Perhaps I used it a little too heavily.
Are you feeling all right there, buddy?
Yeah, you should probably be careful about going around snorting up strange powders. Just saying.
Well, I thought it looked familiar. It definitely was familiar. I just didn't recall that what it did until, well, it did it.
Well, he's just around the corner, so we could go there and get more flowers. He would consider us as his friends.
He could be working for that hag. Maybe we should just go around him.
Well, now that you do mention it, he was saying to himself, she loves me not. She loves me not. Maybe he was talking about the hag.
Yeah, anyone that's paranoid to talk to themselves, we should probably just avoid them. Right, Attila?
Yes. But if he is a big being, I mean, it would be good to have a big being with us. He could help bring back more of the things that we need.
Oger's
more
toe?
ogre toe. I mean, this could be a very helpful friend.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to say hello.
I don't think there would be anything wrong with it.
No.
Hello.
What do you think, Ozzy?
I'm still puzzling over rats with red eyes. Creatures like this with flowers growing out of them and strange smells is just... it's not what I'm used to. I'm just used to things being more upfront. Just
How come you didn't eat him? The rat with the red eye? I would have eaten him.
Well, for one thing, I'd already had rat that day, but it just seemed... he seemed like a nice fellow.
Oh, yeah.
Until the red eyes.
Nice. They could be nice, but you can never have too many rats.
And then he carves up another owl pellet. But this time it falls into the water.
There's a reason I don't hang around owls very much.
Yeah, that makes two of us. Yeah, I pretty much just decided I like everyone here except for the owl.
Well, it's just the fact that he's eaten all the rats before I have.
Who, me?
Well, perhaps we should find our furry friend. At least we know his flowers will be helpful to us.
All right, fine, we can kill them if we need to.
Hubert, you start leading the party that direction. Are you going to lead them on foot or go back in the air?
He's gonna hover over them, but he's gonna say, "Woo, this way," and lead them over to that big guy.
Yeah, as you get over there and you're pretty 99.9% sure that you've at the same spot he was, you see a trunk of a tree that stands about 8 or 9 foot tall that is rotten and decayed, and you see all of these wilted flowers that are falling out of it or dead, these stems of these flowers and stuff out of this trunk of this tree. But you don't see any type of Billy the bog beast standing anywhere around there. And you're pretty sure that you're in the right area.
Ooh, that's weird. I could swear that I saw him right over here.
All right, I'm beginning to believe that you're all in on a scheme to just like fuck with me. All right, no more imaginary friends giving away herbs, okay?
No, I think Attila is the only one that's walking with you. Walk, walk.
Can I pick up any tracks that he might have left?
Yeah, roll just a 2d6 unless you got something that will give you a advantage.
You mean like a bag of tracking?
I just happen to have this bag of tracking herbs.
Yep, so you got advantage.
Yep.
You are 100% sure you don't see any kind of tracks leading out of this area that's been here within the past day or so at least. I mean, everything doesn't seem like there's been any kind of traffic through here.
No Billy the Bog Beast? Seems very strange.
In fact, it makes you question, is Hubert seeing things or is Hubert lost himself?
Hubert being suspicious of what he just went through, he decides to use his psionic ability, the time view, to roll back the time and see what just took place over here.
Man, that thing is too powerful. I don't like it. Yep, go ahead and make a test.
It's 2d6, right?
Yep, just standard.
I got 2 and 5.
Yeah, you use that as you're going through that, and your party's all looking at you like you're crazy or you've got them lost. You start seeing for a moment as time travels back through your mind. You see you standing there talking to Billy as moments ago, and you see him handing you the bouquet of flowers. And as you fly away with the bouquet to go get your friends and bring back to them, you see almost like a smile come across his face, knowing that you're bringing other people to talk to him. Then you see, like, over him, it gets real dark, like just a dark cloud like covers his area. And you see him look up in the sky, and you hear him go, "She loves me not." And in the middle of the voice, he changes from the bog beast to this trunk of this old tree that is standing there in front of you now.
He comes out of his trance and says,
You know what? There's some kind of a strange power at work here. Well, I suppose you knew that already. But I thought I just saw this creature that I was talking to turn back into this stump, this rotten stump. Some kind of a dark, cloudy power turned it into it.
Well, I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't know about. I don't know anything about magic.
Yeah, perhaps it is something of this swamp hag.
Maybe it is the swamp hag. Maybe she's all around us. Maybe she knows we're here.
Well, let's just say that she doesn't know we're here yet, because we don't know that. Perhaps she's trying to be friendly and to see what our intentions are.
I think our bog beast friend here was struck down because he helped us with a flower.
Well, the swamp hag certainly didn't sound like she was going to be friendly. Maybe the bog beast wasn't a beast. Maybe the bog beast was a flower.
A flower?
I'm beginning to doubt whether if our choice of facing this hag was a good idea.
It does seem like you didn't get a good deal.
Well, at least we got one bag of overtow out of it.
Now we're going to get plenty more ogre's toe where that comes from.
A whole boat full, I hope.
Yeah. Well, you know, we'll see how things go. Let's just keep going. Find this cave. We found a cave that's unclaimed and that we can secure that for ourselves. Well, then the village doesn't have to worry about having ogre toe anymore. As long as they can, pay a few clicks, of course.
We'll claim it for the village. That would be a great idea.
Something like that.
Well, I'll keep an eye on.
He flies up into the sky again to keep an eye on what's ahead of him.
Yeah, you fly up in the sky as y'all continue on the path of following the crude map given to you by the purple ogre in the cave. You continue on probably an hour and a half. It gets about 2 hours or so. And let me see. Picture? Yeah, I do. It seems like you notice, of course, you don't even have to roll for it, Hugh, but you notice the sky darkens, like it gets cloudier, and it just seems like there's a storm coming or something. But you would see it first being in the sky. You notice probably a good 100 feet out ahead of the party as you're maneuvering along. You see, walking along, you see this hut that appears to be sitting out in the middle of the swamp there.
Suddenly, I'm going to use telepathy. You guys have not heard Hubert's voice in your mind before, but you see the owl, but he's in the visible range, and you hear him say,
"Ooh, there's a hut a few hundred feet ahead of us."
And it echoes in your mind.
Oh shit, there are birds in my head now!
Who, me? Woo.
Get it out! And Train is just sitting there scratching at her head.
And the owl flaps down to the area and says,
"Woohoo! Did you hear me?"
Never do that again.
Well, I thought I would just let you know while I was up in the air.
That was a bit startling, Hooter, but I mean, that's an interesting skill you have.
I'm full of surprises. Woo-hoo.
Perhaps we should go up and introduce ourselves?
Well, it's a hut, and I'm afraid maybe we'll find the hag in the hut.
Well, we will only know what we find when we find it.
You got a good point there.
and he flies back up to the air.
Yeah,
Oh,
No, go ahead, Crystal.
I was just gonna say, Train's gonna grab, start leading the way towards the hut then.
Yeah, once y'all move up enough to get a better view, you can see the hut sitting there, kind of amongst the large trees in the middle of the swamp, up on a little land area that's around out of the water. But you don't hear anything at this point. We'll say you're about 50 feet away from it if you want to be that close or whatever. You don't hear anything, see anything moving around it. Don't sense anything out of place right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk on up towards the hut. I mean, we need to know where the cave is, right?
Let me go and scout ahead. I'm a lot quicker than most of you, so I can get in and out fairly quickly.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how much I can tank against magic. Never had to before.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea, Ozzy.
Well, I'll sort of head towards the hut, but I'm sort of flitting from tree to bush to tree to bush, generally trying to stay out of the way. And doing it very, very quickly, as ferrets do.
How close do you want to get to the hut itself, would you say?
Oh, I'll get within about 20, 30 feet, I guess. The closest tree or bush that I can find.
Perfect. As soon as you get 20 feet radius of the hut, you are zapped by some force field, and you will take 1 point of damage.
Yeah!
Do we notice?
Yeah, you would probably if he didn't yelp out. I'm sure you would see by his reaction.
Woo!
Right.
What happened there?
Can I still move?
Yeah, you can still move, but you cannot go past that. Seems like there's some type of a force field that is around the hut that you can't keep going forward at all.
Okay. Well, I'm going to probably not quite as quickly, but just as furtively try and sneak back to the group again.
Yeah, and you get no reaction from inside the hut or anything. There's nothing when you yelp out or get zapped. Nothing seems to disturb anything or move in the hut.
That hurt. I don't know what it was, but something bit me.
Something bit you? Huh. Well, are you okay, Ozzy?
It's a flesh wound.
That's a nasty burn mark you have there. And you smell bad, too.
Just a little singed fur. I'll see the hag about it later.
Well,
but I think we found her.
Maybe I can help you with that before we go any further. Look into my eyes. Ooh.
Oh, no. No.
No. Trust me. You'll be okay.
No.
And then the owl turns to the other guys.
I've had enough birds in my head today.
Remember, a couple of days ago when you were all injured, I healed every one of you guys?
Yeah, the owl can heal people. Just let it heal you.
Yeah, like I was saying, look into my eyes. Ooh.
This is all a little bit too weird.
And then he's going to use his biomancy to try and heal him.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Biomancy. Heal. If successful, restore 2 hit points to 1 target. So
yeah, which in his case would be 1 since he only lost 1.
Yep. And I got 4 and 6, so that's a 1 hit point back.
Your singed fur is starting to turn back normal.
I do feel better, but I'm still a little bit wary about having an owl in my head.
Told you so. Woo.
All right, let's go see if magic beats Halberg.
Well, I don't know if we have to beat anyone. Can't we just try to be agreeable at first?
Oh, I'm going to beat somebody today. Somebody has to pay for singed fur.
Well, sounds good to me.
She might not have intended you to get hurt.
It's the swamp hag, I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, we've already heard all these stories about, evil and blah blah blah. Pretty sure she did that on purpose. Just saying.
Yes,
Yeah, me
but
too.
one
Yeah,
man,
if she was nice, she could have at least put up a sign around her house.
but one man's
Oh,
monkey
actually,
could
you
be
know what?
another
We
man's
didn't miss
friend.
that no trespassing the first time. Anyone see a no trespassing sign?
Not me.
Nope.
Doug will go walking out into the clearing.
I'm actually going to actively look for a no trespassing sign.
Yeah, you don't. You can look. You don't see any up around the house, any around the perimeter anywhere.
See?
All
No
right,
trespassing
cool.
sign,
Trespassing is
singed
allowed.
fur. It has to be the hag.
Yep. Trespassing is totally allowed. All right, until
She's
we
not
get down.
friendly.
Well, if we go that way towards the hut again, we're gonna get singed.
Just stay behind me.
His feathers all ruffled up now.
So, Train, you're going to approach.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start walking over to the hut.
When you get within 20 feet radius of the hut, you are zapped and will take 1 point of damage.
Ah, God. You know what? That didn't feel too good.
Perhaps this is her no trespassing sign. Doug will call out, Madam Swamp Hag. Madam Swamp Hag, are you here?
Yeah, you call out, and after a moment, you hear nothing, no response, and doesn't appear to be any movement in the hut.
All right, Al, you know about magic stuff. What could be causing us to get zapped whenever we get too close?
I have no idea about magic. I don't know anything about it.
I mean, come on, you freaking magic healers, and you were in our heads earlier. That's obviously magic. Just tell us.
No, my friend, this is science.
And his voice seemed to change for a second.
Well, I really don't have a clue about magic, really. I mean, these gifts that I have, they were there ever since I was born. I could just do things. I think of them, and some things happen.
All right, well, think about pulling down this defensive thing around the hut.
Maybe we could sprinkle something around and see if there's a hole in it. I could probably fly up in the air and sprinkle it with some dust and see if something happens.
Yeah, sure. Get a bag of dirt.
Yeah. Doug will pick up a hand of soil and throw it in the direction of that field.
Yeah, as soon as you throw it in the general area of what you would have seen Train and Ozzy both stop and get zapped. When the dirt hits it, it just poof, dissipates. You hear it like electricity zapping.
The owl takes a bag of dirt and then flies up into the air and sprinkles it nearby. I mean, making sure that he's not getting too close to the hut, but he's sprinkling it from the air to see if there's a weak spot.
Yep, you can do that in an area where you're sprinkling as the dirt crumbles and falls from the air. It seems to hit something and zaps away.
I don't see any weak points.
He tells you after doing that up in the air.
When we approached it, like, is there like a physical barrier there, or was it just like we just got zapped and kind of backed off?
Yeah, I mean, you don't see it. It's like when it's just like you're walking along and you just walked into a wall. I mean, it's just no type of visible barrier at all.
But there is like a barrier. Like there's something physical.
I mean, it's like when you walk into it, it zapped you and it stopped you and you couldn't go any further.
Making sure I'm going to stay at least 20 odd feet away outside of this barrier. I'm just going to kind of circle the hut. And I'm looking for anywhere where there might be a a hole in the ground or some sort of a tunnel, even if it's quite a narrow one?
Yeah, roll me just a 2d6 unless you have something that would give you some type of advantage.
Not really, unfortunately. And nope, failed.
Yeah, as you're doing that, Train, what are you and Doug going to do?
Train is gonna begin circling around the hut, keeping about the same distance, and she's just gonna like pick up handfuls of dirt and every once in a while like toss them to towards where the barrier is to see if at any point there's like a place where it doesn't get zapped.
Yeah, as you're doing that, every area you're throwing into it just zaps and falls away. Anything, Doug, you want to do?
I want to make sure I have the right button. That's what I want to make. Doug's going to start burrowing and try burrowing underneath the this ray. So he's just going to start tunneling a bit. And
yeah, you tunnel down, and start going, maybe tunnel down and then start tunneling under and going out. As soon as you do, you get zapped, take 1 point of damage.
Well, it's underneath here too, mates.
Hubert says,
you, as you're maybe flying in the sky watching all this, you hear behind you, and you look behind in one of the trees and on a limb, you see this black raven sitting there just chuckling and laughing at all of you.
He sends a telepathy to all of his friends again. He says, "I'm really sorry for entering your mind again, guys, but I didn't want to risk being caught talking to you. There's a little raven perched up on that branch behind you guys, and it's giggling at our plight. I think it knows what's happening here. Maybe it's behind all this zapping."
Doug will walk over towards where the raven is and go, "Good Sir Raven, do you happen to know the wise woman of the swamp?"
Oh, yes, she's not at home, and you're not going to get into her house. Every time she leaves, she puts up her guard dog, and no one gets in. So you're just wasting your time and energy doing that.
Oh, well, we're looking for Oger Toe. Do you happen to know where that is?
Yes, it's in the caves on further. Oh, but this is Sally's swamp. I mean, if you keep going past her hut into the swamp, she catches you out there, she's not going to be pretty.
Well, when you say pretty, do you mean ugly or mean?
Oh, it's going to be ugly and mean for all of you. She's bad woman.
Oh, she is. Could you show us where it is?
Oh, no, I'm not going out there, but just keep going past her hut. You'll probably go 1.16 miles, I think. Well, that's the way the raven flies, of course, and probably the owl, but just keep going that way.
I see. Do we still have that map?
Yeah, you do have the map, and if you look on the map, it pretty much shows the caves out, where the raven's telling you to go also.
Okay. So it kind of aligns to what he's saying.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Raven. Is there anything, you've been very helpful. Is there anything that I could be of service to you for?
Would you happen to have a bouquet of fresh flowers?
I have one flower that's not so fresh anymore.
May I have it, please?
Yeah, I'll offer it to him.
He flies down and picks it out of your hand, and you see him just take off real fast and arc back into the swamp and disappears.
Well, that wasn't too bad. We know where the ogre toe is now.
All right. Get to the cave, kill the hag, take the ogre toe. And maybe this hut can become available after that.
The owl flies down and says,
Oh, it seems like I missed a good meal.
and looks over to the direction that the raven has flown.
Yep, and he has disappeared totally out into the trees of the canopy, and you don't see him anymore at all.
And maybe this cave will have a big, nice rat for you. With the red eyes in it.
Well, I think we should continue towards the caverns.
Yeah, good idea. You guys need some healing again?
Yeah, I could use a thing for this burn I got.
I'll look into your eyes.
And he does so. I got
Yeah, you can.
5
Yeah,
and
you don't.
6.
You don't even have to roll since it's not in combat. I mean, it's just you can take time to gather yourselves, and you can give them all their HP back or 1 HP.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, your party continues following the little map in the direction with the raven. And sure enough, Hubert, you would know the 1.16 miles is the raven or owl flies. When you get there, you start seeing the swamp kind of, part of it's still very murky and deep water, and you see part of it kind of going into what appears to be like a cave system where the land is turning into more of a rocky, dry area.
Well, from up here, I see a cave, more rocky areas, and murky, swampy area. Maybe we should go into the rockier place?
He yells from above.
Is there like so like the rocky place leads to the cave, right? There's no way we like traverse around the side of it or anything.
Yeah, you would think the rocky area would definitely, hopefully, lead to the cave system by what the map shows you and what you've been told that that's probably the right direction to go.
Well, Ozzy should be able to scamper up there and let us know for sure.
What's this rocky ground like? I mean, like, is it flat or is it like
Yeah, it's still flat ground. It's not hilly at all. I mean, it's still flat ground. It's just going from being a swamp, water and muck and mire into just a little bit of solid with rock, flat.
I don't like this. No places to hide. Definitely set up for an advantage of who's ever in that cave.
Well, I can scamper up and have a smell.
And I think we all just better go ahead and go together this time. I don't want you to get caught up there by yourself after all.
I'll be fine. But let's go.
All right. So we're all kind of going there, train sort of leading the way.
Yeah, you follow that trail or follow the area of the rocky flatland, probably a good 10 minutes. And sure enough, you start seeing what appears to be some entrances into a cavern.
All right, fair. Go ahead.
It's a very big entrance. The entrance probably appears to be a good 30 feet wide of this area of this cavern.
I'll let you scout ahead a little bit inside there. Ferret. Just be careful.
I can head in first.
Yeah, and you enter, like I say, it's about 30-foot wide entrance, and it seems to stay about 20 foot wide. Once you get in, it narrows down to about a 20 foot wide, and you see some inlaid stone steps that go down 20 feet. And the cave that keeps going, you're ending from the south, and it's going north. So the passageway is going northeast at this point. It's about 20 foot wide. You don't sense anything or see anything out of place.
I'll make sure I've got my sword drawn and kind of tippy-toe forward, and then motion for the others to follow me.
All right. Yeah, you continue the passageway. Like I say, it curves back. It was going straight north. Now it's kind of going back northeast, and you're going to continue. It appears to be very long. It's still about 20 foot wide in this area, but it's very long. You're probably thinking, you can, I don't know how far, we'll say you can see 60 feet out. So, I mean, it goes way further than 60 feet.
How are we doing for light in here, or can all of us see in the dark?
I think only you and Hubert can see in the dark, I think, unless Mike's character may.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm not sure if ferrets can or not. They probably can, I think.
I'm pretty sure that like in real life, most like rats and stuff are blind, but like their whiskers, like you don't have to see because like you can sense the, stuff around you with your whiskers.
Yeah.
No, apparently we don't see well in pitch dark, but we're good in twilight.
There we go.
But yes, I will use my especially long whiskers to make sure that I don't sense anything.
Yeah, everything seems to be fine, and it doesn't appear to be any type of, you don't see any type of foot traffic through this area recently.
Okay, let's keep moving. And no hoots.
Okay, you said it was like 20 foot wide and like 60 foot in?
Yeah, so far, I mean, it's about 20 feet. It goes from 15 to 20. We'll just say 20 to keep it safe. But it's 20 foot wide in this area. And, if you go 60 feet up, when you get there, it appears to be another 60 feet. It's still going, but you still see it continuing to the northeast.
Okay.
Nothing seems to be out of place as you continue along that 60 feet. And now it starts making a bend back around, curving back towards the northwest. And it opens up into an area that you would figure would be about 40 foot wide in this area.
Okay, 40 foot wide, got it.
And this is the passageway opening up to 40 feet or an actual cave?
It's opening, the passageway itself is opening up to about 40 feet itself, 40 feet wide.
Okay.
And how far is it going?
Yeah, it continues. Like I say, it bends back around to the northwest. You'll go, say, 50 feet. And when you do, it just makes the direct veer back straight west. And it's still about 40 feet, but it's going directly west. And if you can probably catch the glimpse of where you're at now, I'm going to say it goes west for, say, 50 feet. And it appears that it goes north and south from there. It's kind of like a intersection.
Yeah, you made a little bit of a mess, didn't you? You did. Figure out what's going on.
What do you think, Ozzy?
Normally I wouldn't be too worried about being this far underground, but I think we don't have much choice but to move on.
Since I'm pretty sure the natural light's probably giving out by now, I'll go ahead and flick on my electric lantern that I found, and I'm going to have it on my side, of course.
Yeah, and if you move up, sure enough, you move up, you see that you can go straight north now, or straight south. And it seems both of those passages narrow back down to about 20 feet each. 20 foot width. You have seen no sign of any type of ogre's toe or any other type of fungus or anything growing yet.
Well, since south is what led us to the exit in the first place, I say we go north. Sound good with you?
I'm fine with that.
Me too.
Yeah, you go
Yep.
north a good 60 feet, and you notice another one of those natural stone stairs that are leading down probably 20 feet. And as maybe you get to the top of it and start to go down, you notice at the base of it, there's a cave in. It appears the cavern is naturally had a cave in, and it doesn't appear like you're going to be able to go any further past that.
When are you getting it? Shortly. They just started like 5 minutes ago. It doesn't appear to be very
I want to look at this cave in. Like, does it like how big are like the boulders or stuff in the way? Like, is there any way we could dig through it realistically?
You would think if you wanted to try to get a passage through it, it would take hours, if not, a good half. I mean, it would be a very tedious job. I mean, it appears to have been here for a long, long time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be something easy to get through.
All right.
But this is the only way we've seen so far, isn't it? There's no other side passages or anything like that.
Except the one that goes back south.
I guess let's try that first then.
smaller than the other.
All right.
You kind of know the thing, so it's a really in.
Yeah, if you go back south, pretty much the same thing. You travel a little bit and you come across some stone stairs that go down. It narrows down. It appears to be about 10 feet wide now as you go through here. And if you maneuver along, say, 20 feet, go down the stairs or 10 feet, and go 20 more feet, it opens up to a very vast, wide, probably appears, in places maybe 60, 80 foot wide in this huge cavern.
So giving them the injection takes a...
So it goes down to some stairs about 10 feet, and then those stairs go down into a large cavern.
You have a stairs go down 10 feet, and the width is 10 feet at first across, but then it opens up into this huge cavern that's in places 60 or 80 foot wide.
Okay. Wow.
And at the south part of it, as you maybe make all of you, open up, and all of you maybe stand side by side or walking around looking, you can continue south, or you can veer back and go back. We'll say that would be southeast. But to the south, you see along the walls and stuff, you start seeing what appears to be ogre's toe growing.
Well, that is what we came for.
Well, let's go get us some.
Ooh, ogre's toe, excellent.
Yeah, if you maneuver on south of this cavern and get down there, sure enough, there seems to be a vast quantity of ogre's toe growing. And there's also a number of stone stairs that you see going further south. And all of you start hearing like a bubbling and a bubbling sound and something that's coming from further south. Almost like a boiling or and bubbling.
Well, if the others want to gather the ogre's toe, I'll go take a look and see what that is.
I'm gonna go with the ferret while the other two gather the toe.
Let's gather them as quickly as possible and get out of here. We probably don't have to fight anybody.
Yeah,
the
I start
owl-
stuffing my basket with ogre toe.
Yeah, he helps him as quickly as possible.
All right, let's see. Hubert, I'm sorry, Train, you and Ozzy are going further south. And sure enough, you travel down these stairs to go 10 feet. And it appears this cavern is roughly 30 feet wide. But you can only walk 10 feet up. And you see it appears to be almost like a lake or something. That part of it's where you can see it, and part of it probably goes under the rock itself. But this water and this mud and stuff is just boiling and bubbling up from it. Just a natural source of this mud that's shooting up and bubbling and boiling from this water and stuff.
Probably not good for bathing.
Yeah, probably not. You said it was like 30 foot wide. How long, deep is it? Or
It would
long?
be it appears to be about 50 to 60 feet, but only 20 foot of it you can walk. The rest of it's going to be this bubbling mud and water and muck.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't think that's anything we want to mess with. Let's just go help collect that ogre's toe.
The sooner we get the ogre's toe and we get out of here, the better.
Oh wait, you know what? Actually, I've had a thought. You know, I mean, just between us, why aren't we just gonna give the village this stuff? I mean, you know, think about it. You know, we have a supply here. You know, they have a demand. You know, I'm just saying, like, we can make a little bit of money off this.
Interesting. I don't want money, though. I want mice.
Well, hey, with money you could buy some mice, right?
Good point. What are you proposing?
Well, I'm just saying, you know, no one seems to like this hag, and she claims to own this cave, so, you know, all we gotta do is get rid of the hag, and this cave itself seems pretty easy to defend, especially with that stone walkway out there. Just, you know, gather us up a little team. Who knows, maybe the other two will join us. I mean, I think it'd be easier to get the owl on our side than Doug, to be honest, but never know.
You're saying kill the hag and then take over the cave?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
We run the supply of ogre's toe. Yeah.
I mean, the village is always wanting it, always needing it. So, you know, this could make us pretty wealthy.
We'd have set us up for life.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's talk to the others.
All right. And yeah, I'll begin to head back towards where the others are.
Did either of you go up to the bubbling water itself, or y'all just stopped there and had this discussion and then go back to where you come from?
Yeah, we just kind of stopped, saw the water, had the discussion, going back.
Oh, I didn't hear you, Crystal. I'm sorry. You said you did walk up to it or didn't?
No. We stopped. Like, once we saw it, we stopped, and then it was like, hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, okay. Well, you go back into the cavern of where Doug and Hubert, you know, and they're, moving fast as they can, picking the ogres, so.
Hey, don't overwork yourself too much, fellas. You know, I've been thinking, and I kind of just ran this idea by Ozzy here. You know, there's no real reason we have to take all this, you know, back to the village, you know, for free. I mean, like, let's just take that one bag back, and then we can tell the village, you know, hey, this is the payment that you paid for. If you want some more, you could pay us some more, and then we'll get you some more ogre stuff. I mean, after all, we've worked hard to find this cave, right? And no one likes that swamp hag anyhow.
Cool. So you want us to give the first bag as a sample?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just proof that we can get it for them. And, you know, like, they did pay us to actually bring back this first supply. But after that, you know, we just tell them, look, you know, we own the Ogre Toe Cave. You want some more Ogre's Toe? You know, it'll cost you a few clicks.
Hoot! That sounds like a hoot to me. Hoot, hoot.
And you two could get mice, and Doug, you could get fruit or whatever it is you like.
It sounds to me like you've been possessed with possessions. We have an agreement that we bring this back for others. This is not
Yeah,
just for
I
us.
Yeah.
totally agree. Yeah,
And we
I'm
will.
totally agree. Yeah, we're going to take that one back. But if they want any more, they got to
We-
talk to us.
We just don't have to tell them where we got it from. Except
Exactly.
we know where we did.
But the basis of the Enclave is that we work together.
Who? We did work together. We are working together. And we will bring this bag of ogre toe, as they asked, back to the mayor.
And we will bring back all of the ogre's toe that they want.
But
As long
after
as they
this
pay for
time,
it.
after this first time,
Yes.
well, that's up to us.
I mean, they've already paid us for this first time, right? But after this, just saying, they'd have to pay us again.
Okay.
Hubert, as you're standing there, Hubert, all of y'all having this discussion, Hubert, you feel this splash on the back of you, and it just starts burning and boiling as you turn around to see what it comes from. And you see from the south entrance of where Train and Ozzy went, you see this standing there, this 4 to 5 foot tall, stocky shape of this boiling mud, and you see that it is shot out the strike of boiling mud and is attached to you and starting to pull you towards it.
Ah! Flap, 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 flap. He's trying to get away from it.
Yep, so what we'll do is we'll go straight into initiative. Initiative is 2d6. Add the total up, and I'll come to each of you and get them individually. And I will start with you, Doug. What did you get?
6.
All right. And Hubert?
Uh, 2d6, right?
Yep, 2d6 in total.
I got total is 8.
All right. What about Train?
3.
And Ozzy?
I'm vigilant, so I actually get 3 dice 6 for initiative.
All right, perfect.
That was a 9.
All right. You lead us out then, Ozzy. As you see this mud man creature standing there, it is zapped out, shot out of boiling mud, and is like a fishing pole. He's reeling Hubert in towards him. He's about, we'll say 20 feet.
Well, I'll go for my instinct, which is to whip the sword out and attack it. So I get 2 actions, don't I? So I can move into him and then hit.
Yep. You would have to use 1 action to move to him, correct? And then attack, correct?
Yep. And then because I'm quick, because I'm a ferret, I can take another action to either move or evade.
All right.
So I will move into him and hit him. Don't know how much good the sword is going to do against a mud monster, but here goes. No.
You miss him, okay?
That was a miss, but I'll use my quick action to evade.
All right, perfect. Hubert, we are up to you as you're being reeled in with this boiling, like sticky mud that is pulling you in, this mud man.
I'm going to try to cut this mud thing that's trying to pull me in.
Yep, make a standard 2d6 test to try to break loose from them.
And that's a failure.
Yep, I mean, it has really got hold of you.
So we get 2 actions, right? Normally?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to make another attempt at it. And that's a failure.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And
yep, it's pulling you in.
All right, he can't do anything now.
Doug, you see Hubert trying to break loose. His feathers are all stuck in this old muddy, boiling mud muck. And you see your friend at Ozzy try to run up and hack at it and missed it.
I will run up with my quarterstaff and try swinging at it.
All right.
That's a hit.
Yeah, as you hit it, your quarterstaff goes through it, and you see some of the mud and the muck just fly off of it onto the deal. It lets out no noise or anything, but it appears that you did damage it that way. And as you do that, this thing, first of all, looks towards you, Doug, and it reaches out with its other arm and tries to grab and slam into you. And it does. And it just like just a punch of mud as it punches into you.
I have a special ability. defender. When an adjacent ally is hit before evade tests are made, I may choose to that attack to hit me instead. Can I go ahead and do that?
Nah, because you're not adjacent to him. He moved up 20 feet.
Okay. Never.
Yeah, because you're not. If you were right next to him, you could. But yeah, because they're 20 feet. You're still 20 feet back right now.
Okay.
So as it punches into you, Doug, you'll take 1 point of damage as it just gives you a good K-wop.
Okay.
And with this other action, it's going to reel you in to it, Hubert. And as it does, it seems to just like reach around you and grapple you even tighter. And it's got you held very tight at this point. Train, we are up to you now as all this happens. You're 20 feet away from it.
Train's going to hiss, did I not tell you all to stay behind me? And she's going to run up with her halberd and slam into this mud stuff. She's actually going to try and free the owl first.
Yeah, you want to use an action to try to break him loose? You can do that.
Yeah. And
you were actually, do you have any, you did straight 2d6, you failed, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I have anything that.
And you had to use your other one to move, so that's both of your actions?
Looks like it.
Yep. So we go back to you, Ozzy.
Okay. Same again, I guess. Let's see if we can get him this time. I'm still going to be adjacent to him because I was evading last time, wasn't I? I didn't move out.
Correct. That's correct.
So can I take 2 attacks?
Yep.
Okay, first attack. Nope. Second attack. Nope.
Oh, man. This thing just seems to be reflexive against Joe, I guess.
I cannot swing this thing.
Hubert, I guess.
But I will use my quick attack to evade again.
Evade again sounds good. Hubert, This thing has got you just. It seems like it's trying to swallow you into it or something. It's just got you completely wrapped up now.
He's gonna use his psychic ability. Let's see. I'm gonna do unmake. It's a telepathy type of a attack. I test with disadvantage. If I'm successful, the enemy suffers disadvantage on all the tests until the start of our.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Our next turn. And so I only roll 1d6.
Yep, 1d6.
And that's a failure.
Oh, man.
Okay.
And that's one action.
And the second action, he's going to do bioorganic shock on the thing that's holding him.
All right.
So that's a regular 2d6. And I got 6 and a 5. Whew.
Yeah. You take some more mud and stuff falls off of this, but this thing still seems to have you wrapped up pretty well, even though you did some damage with it with your bioorganic shock. Okay. Doug, we go up to you then.
Am I grappled by it right now, or
no?
I'm free to strike?
It didn't grapple you. It just like punched you and slugged you.
Okay, I will swing at him again with my quarterstaff. And it's a miss.
All right. You want to make a second attack?
Yeah, let's do that. Keep forgetting. And that's a hit.
Yeah. You can tell me as you hit this thing in your quarterstaff how you finish it off, and then I will tell you what happens after that.
Yeah, I just swing mightily through it underneath where Hubert is in an effort to free him, and the mud splatters everywhere.
Yes, it does. In fact, it splatters so much everywhere. When you hit it, it just pretty much is an explosion. And all of you except Ozzy, who is evading, all of you, as this hot mud sprays across of you, all of you will take 1 hit point of damage as this mud just explodes across all of you. But luckily, Ozzy, doing his evade, is able to get out of the way.
We take how many points on damage?
Just 1 point.
Okay.
Except Ozzy. Ozzy is lucky enough to maneuver out of the way. The mud just falls to the cavern floor now. It explodes all across the cavern floor and just starts seeping back into the natural cavern itself now.
Mud feels good. Gets my blood boiling.
Is
Well,
everybody feeling okay, or does anybody need something healed?
The owl's feathers all ruffled up, and he's flapping around trying to get all the mud out of his feathers.
Well, I've still got this this little salve that the red-eyed rat gave me.
Yeah, well, you can help the owl out. I'm sure it needs it.
How many applications do you need?
One.
I bet you can't say one and who at the same time.
Hoot.
But you can go two.
Hoot, hoot.
Yeah. Okay, that's 1 hit point back.
Ooh, thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank the rat. The red-eyed rat.
Maybe I won't eat him next time I see him. But rats are delicious. A little bit stringy, but still very delicious.
It's the best way that we could ever.
Hey, we've already talked about this, all right? Once we get this supply line going, we'll have all the clicks we need to buy rats and mice and whatever else.
So considering that the battle's over, he goes around healing everybody with his psychic ability.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, make one test if you're gonna make one test and we'll go from there.
I just rolled 2 6s.
Yep, everybody can have their up to 2 HP back then. If they lost that much.
All right.
And you can go back to picking and stuffing your bags full of ogre still if you like.
So what do you think? Ozzy, you think that was the only one in there?
I wouldn't like to say how many other things are down in these caves, but we can always go check just to be sure.
Yeah, if we're going to claim it for our own, we need to make sure that they're cleaned out properly.
Okay.
He actually, for my character, he stopped picking the ogre stone, and he's just scanning the area, ready to evade if anything like that happens again.
You carry on collecting the ogre's toe. I think we're going to go and check to see if there's any more mud monsters lying around.
Yeah, just stay behind me a little bit, all right?
Yeah, you seem to like the mud.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll begin to head back to that room.
Yeah, you and both you and Ozzy can go down there, and you see the same boiling, bubbling mud lake or whatever. You search around it. You can actually probably see the steps of where it come out of it, walked out of it, are still imprinted into the cave floor. But you look around, search around. You don't see any more. Nothing else seems to happen.
Are there any like rocks on the ground?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'd like to grab a rock and like toss it into the mud and see if anything surfaces.
Yeah, you throw the rock and it just and goes underneath as it just bubbles and boils.
All right, if I put I'm not gonna like put my hand in it, but I kind of want to put my hand like above it. Like, how hot is this mud?
It's pretty warm. I mean, it did enough to burn everyone's skin a minute ago when it exploded. I mean, it's pretty warm and stuff. You would know if you put it in there for any length of time that it would definitely damage you.
All right, I'd like to take my halberd and just like kind of slowly poke it down into the bottom and try and see if I can see how deep it is.
Oh yeah, if you start putting the blade in and then going down through the shaft continues in, you get to the point where you feel like you're going to lose it if you keep going. It's going to suck it into it.
All right. Well, it looks like I don't have a free mud bath.
As you pull your halberd out, roll me 2d6.
I failed.
You notice that the edge of your halberd appears to be blunted and some of it's burned and scorched and melted in. So now your halberd, when you use it, you will have to use it with disadvantage. It has been burned and scorched pretty good.
Nah. Gonna have to get a new halberd now. That's okay. I got a gold mine here. I'm just gonna toss my halberd into the mud.
Okay. Yeah, and it just like the rock. It just as you do it, just you see it blah, 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 suck it up and disappear into it.
All right. All right. Oh, looks like that's everything here. I don't see any more of those mud monsters, and didn't hit it with a rock or the halberd. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking sticking a halberd into it and throwing a rock at it. If there's anything here, it'll probably show up.
Yeah.
Should be safe to turn our backs on it.
We got ourselves a little, put some bars there. Got ourselves a little prison room.
Ah. Good idea.
Yeah, I like this cave.
Let's head back, help the others.
Yeah. And so we'll head back towards the others. We also got that other side where there's that cave in. Hire us a couple of nobodies to clear that out, see what's in there. Maybe more ogre's toe. And Train just says that as we're headed back to the others.
Yeah. We'll have to have a look around, see if there's anything more in this cave. You never know.
Yeah, if y'all go back
free
and
mud bath after all,
and start harvesting, you can harvest and fill up every bag and every whatever you brought to fill it up. I mean, you get all that you're supposed to get, and nothing else bothers you at this point. If you continue to search the cavern, it continues kind of southeast. If you go that way, it opens up into a very large area, pretty much not quite as large as the area you're in now, but almost. And it's full of naturally growing ogre's toe also.
Wow, we've hit the mother lode.
That's what I'm saying.
This is fantastic.
We're going to have to set up areas designated to picking and growing.
And if you search good enough, it appears that once you get into that part of the area, that's the cavern, the kids part of the cave and cavern system ends. I mean, there's no other way out of that area. You'd have to go back to follow your trail back to get out if you go out.
All right, let's get out of here. See if that hag has showed up at all. And they keep threatening that she will.
Woo. So you take your big heavy bags of ogre's toe and make your way back out to the swamp area. Is that correct?
Yep.
It's the plan.
All right. As you do, and you walk out to the entrance carrying your big bags of ogre's toe, you start hearing a cackling. Ah! Stealing from me, are you? And this is what you will see standing outside. You will see these two figures that are standing out there.
Well, we had to either steal from you or that ugly green guy, and well, everyone seems to hate you, so, you know.
Yep, and let's take us about a 3-minute break. I need to take a quick bow break, drinking water, so let's take about a 3-minute break, and we'll come back and see what happens with Sally.
All right.
All right, I'm back.
I'm now back as well.
All right.
I'm here. I never
I never left.
All right.
Okay,
And there's
Alex.
All right. This is what you see standing outside, about 20 or 30 feet. You see Sally, and pretty much like her photo, she's holding what appears to be these dolls. And if you look close enough, it appears that they look much like you all. She's standing there, and about 10 feet away from her, you see this very large swamp-looking creature standing there.
Hey, before we, kill each other and all, I just gotta ask. Is that guy who lives in the other cave like your brother or something?
Who are you speaking of?
Forget it.
But
I'm not gonna reveal the guy who hired us. I mean, that's
Wow.
unprofessional.
why would you come into this poor old lady? I have to get to social services and things, and you're gonna come here and steal from me like this. This is how I make a living. What? You just horrible, horrible beast, you.
Well, I mean, I'm a tortoise, so, not really a beast.
You're a beast. Staying from a poor old woman.
Who hires swamp monsters?
Oh, you run away from me. Everybody roll initiative. Okay, Doug, what did you get?
10, sorry.
All right. And Hubert?
I got 7.
How about Train?
I got a 9.
All right. And what about Ozzy?
14.
Whew. Ozzy, lead us out.
Ferrets are quick.
What would you like to do as you see her tell Train to just get out of here?
I'll draw my sword and tell the others, the hag's yours, the big one's mine. And I'll close on him.
Yep, you want to move up to the creature of the swamp?
I will move to the swamp creature.
Yep, you're able to move to him and still have one action left.
And then I'll whack him.
All right.
Yep. 1-6. So that's a hit.
Right. I'll note that down.
Just the 1 damage, and I'll use my quick action to evade again.
All righty. Doug, we are up to you as you and the hag tied on a 10. You're muted, Mike.
I'll run up and kick her.
Huh. All right. One action to move up to her, and you want to kick her.
Yep.
All right.
And I do a kung fu style chop. That's 2 hits.
All righty.
1 hit. Yep.
You take some damage to her. She just pretty much ignores you. She's looking straight at Train. And as she does, Train, you feel 2 6s. You feel in your mind, this is something you don't want to mess with. This is a very powerful woman. You must spend your next 2 actions to run away. And speaking of that, we go to the swamp creature, the creature of the Black Lagoon. And with you right next to him, Ozzy, he has nothing else to do but reach out and try to slam you now at disadvantage because you're evading. And he will miss terribly. He will take another swing at you and miss terribly also. So when we are up to you, Train, as you are just filled with nothing but fear, as you must spend both your actions running away.
Oh, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off! Ah!
You see Train take off running. The rest of you.
Whew.
Are you carrying the bags of Oger with you?
Train doesn't carry shit. She lets other people do that for her.
Whew, I think we just missed the train.
Hubert, we are up to you.
Hubert studies her quickly and realizes that there's a doll that looks just like him in her belonging. So Hubert, using his biomancy, let's see, give me 1 second, activates fast. If successful, I gain 2 additional actions this turn.
All right.
So I'm gonna
Is it disadvantage to do fast? I think. Or is it just no? It's okay. I'm reading this regular. You're right.
This is regular test. And he failed. So.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, that sucks. So he's gonna spend the regular action trying to go after the doll that she has of him, and he's gonna try to flap in and swoop it, take it away from her.
Yeah, you can move up to her and be next to her now if you would like, next to Doug, and do that next round.
He's quick, so he gets a free move action.
Yep.
Okay, so he does that.
And then you're going to try to grab it out of her belt or whatever?
Yeah. Is it a regular test or is it
just do a regular test and be fine.
All right, I failed again.
Oh, man.
Terrible. And I
Ozzy.
take... okay.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I think that's all of his actions.
Ozzy, we're back to you then.
Ozzy's kind of a blur around this creature. He's dodging, moving all over the place, and he'll take another whack at it.
All right.
And that's, yep. That was 2 hits.
All right. Perfect. You do some more damage to him.
Yeah, because I'm in with him, I'm going to take 2 attacks and then evade. So the first attack hit, and the second attack hit as well.
All right. Noted. And now you're evading. Perfect. Doug.
Doug is going to land several blows, do a rapid punch. That hits for 2 points on the first attack.
Oh, you got something that gives you 2 points of damage?
Yeah, claws and teeth give me +1 damage with unarmed melee.
Perfect. Yep, you're able to do that. Okay, good.
Yep, and then he misses on the second attack.
All right. We'll start with the creature first. It is battling it out with Sir Ozzy. He tries to slam and punch into you again. And he will actually hit with 1 time at disadvantage. So you'll take 1 point of damage as he just slams into you with this big, huge claw, Ozzy.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, he caught you out of nowhere. He's a little bit quicker than you thought. We go to her. And let's see what I want her to do. She's going to look towards you, Doug, first. And she says, well, you little rascal, I haven't punched a hole in your little dog yet, but I will now. And she is going to miss with what she's going to do that first time. And as she does, she looks over towards where you're at, Hubert, trying to grab your doll. And she says, no, it's a present. I'll give you your present in just a moment. And she says that towards you. Ozzy, you are struck with fear in your soul. You just start shaking. And any action you take, the actions you take this round will be at disadvantage, any of them.
What?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean you, Ozzy. I meant Hubert, because Hubert's sitting next to him. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
That was my mistake. I meant Hubert.
That was my best acting of the evening as well.
No, man.
So what's going on? Disadvantage for the next?
Yeah, she has just struck fear into you, and anything you do will be at disadvantage.
Yeah, his fur, his feathers all puff up, and he starts flapping around, going, "Oh no!" That's my best acting.
Train, test me 3d6 as you've run away. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Okay, I don't like this program. It keeps crashing on me. Oh, success.
All right. You feel that you don't want to flee anymore, but you will have to use both of your actions to get back to the scene.
Wait, why the fuck am I running away? That old bitch, I'm gonna take a fucking...
Yep, so you start running back to the scene, I would suppose.
Oh yeah, she's running full force. And
All
in
right.
fact, you almost hear a toot toot. She's running so fast.
Here comes some backup, y'all hope. Hubert, we're up to you now.
Yeah, Hubert's gonna actually try that one more time with the fast action thing. And he succeeds. So
All right.
he's got 2 extra action, but he spent 1 action, so that's 3 regular actions and 1 quick action.
Yep.
So with that, he's going to try and snatch his doll away from her.
All right.
And that's a miss. He's going to do that one more time. And this time he succeeds.
Yep, you grab the doll off her little
Okay.
rope belt or whatever, but you also, now you will lose 2 HP for doing fast, right?
Yeah, but he actually gets, so that's the first one, that's the second one, and then he gets another one. So he's going to try to take the one that looks like Train away from her as well.
All right.
And that's a miss. And he's going to use his last quick action to put some distance between him and her. And fly out, disengage from her.
All righty.
Okay.
Ozzy, I think we were back to you then.
Are we rolling again for initiative? Or, oh, no, we've come around again.
Yep, we've come back to the top, so we were back to you to do...
Okay.
Is you and the creature of the Black Lagoon slug it out?
I'm still feared, so I'm rolling at disadvantage, aren't I?
Correct. This time, correct.
Okay. But because of my mastery, I'm rolling at advantage, so one cancels the other out.
Disadvantage topples. Disadvantage takes precedence over in this system.
Yeah, but... oh, right, okay. Sorry, I thought it at least cancelled out the mastery, so I still got 2d6, but fair enough. So my 2 attacks both miss.
All right. Doug, how about you?
Doug is going to attempt to smack her in both shoulders to paralyze her so she can't bring her arms together.
Okay.
Can't stab any more dolls on his first attack. That's a hit. 2 points.
Alrighty.
Then he's going to headbutt her for the second one. And that's a hit for 2 points.
Alrighty. You see green, slimy blood running down her chin or whatever. She looks towards you, Doug, and she says, I'm not worried about you. That little owl's going to pay for doing what he just did, though. She looks towards you as you're flying away, Hubert. And she will... You see this sickly green ray shoot out of her hand as it strikes you, Hubert. I mean, it's almost like it just zaps every energy you have. You will take 3 points of damage from this ray, and you are just frozen in mid-flight. It's just like it took your heart and soul.
Oh, no. He was in mid-flight, so he actually falls down. And because he took 2 points of damage earlier, he's actually going to go down to 0 HP and then fall down from the sky.
Yep, you fall down into the mucky mire of the swamp there then. The creature of its own, Ozzy, is going to try to punch him some more. And he's going to hit with 1 at disadvantage. He slams into you for 1 more point there, Ozzy.
This thing's tough. And I'm scared of it.
Train, you are back on the scene, and you've seen all this take place as you see your owl friend just flop to the ground, not knowing what happened as you see the ray hit him.
Question. Can I have, taken my axing my shield out, like just because I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, it's like when you run back, that area. Sure.
Right. All right. So you all hear coming from the tunnel, and it just sounds like this huge steaming train just roaring straight from the entrance and bursting out from the shadows, carrying her shield in front of her, and axe by her side is Train, and she says, "You old bitch, I'm gonna murder you!" And she's gonna run up to the woman as her first action, and with her second action, she's just gonna slam her shield right into her.
All righty.
Attempt to anyway. And success. So I slam my shield into her for 1 point of damage, or Train does. Train.
Yep.
Boom!
You slam into her, Train, and see some more bloody mess coming out of her face and her lips and stuff as you do that. Hubert, you're on the ground. You will need to make a death save, which is first time 2d6.
Nope.
All right. The next round, if nothing happens, you have to make it a disadvantage unless something else happens. So we go back to you, Ozzy.
Okay, I guess I'm going to still chip away at this thing and see if I can't bring it down. I've got nothing much else that's going to help me, so I'll just have to keep swinging. Same again, 2 attacks, then evade.
All right.
And 1 hit.
1 hit? Yeah, you see him staggering a little bit. You're wearing him down for sure.
At least I'm making some headway against this thing.
Yeah, you can definitely tell you are, but it's just a matter of who's going to slug who first, I guess. Doug.
Doug's going to attempt the 5-finger death punch. And he hits for 2.
All right.
And the second attack, he'll just retrace his fingers again and hits again for 2.
All right. Let's see. We'll start with the creature first. It's on you, Ozzy. He'll hit with 1, so you'll take 1 point of damage, and he slugs and slams into you again with those clawy-looking, nasty web fists.
Starting to feel this now.
Oh, let's see. Sally is going to look towards you, Doug. You've pissed her off now. She's dealt with the flying owl, and she says, "I'm going to take your little heart and soul now, you little rascal." Cool. 2 5s and a 6. So you will take 3 points of damage, and you are completely frozen in place, Doug.
Okay, I don't know.
What you got?
I can't defend her that, can I?
You're adjacent to him. How does that read?
It says when an adjacent ally is hit before evade tests are made, you may choose to have that attack hit you instead.
Yeah, since you're adjacent to him, I mean, both of y'all sitting there toe to toe. So if you want to take that, you will take 3 points of damage, and you're frozen in place.
Okay, yeah. So as it's gonna hit, she's saying this, and the cackle comes out, and then Train just like pushes Doug aside with her shield and just slams right into her shell. And she's kind of frozen, but as she is, she's just gonna hiss straight in the witch's face.
Yeah, and as we do, we are up to you, and you feel like there's something just holding you in place. You can try to break loose at disadvantage if you like.
Sounds good to me. Disadvantage, which was 1d6. I failed.
All right, there's 1 action. You still got 1 action left.
Okay, might as well just try again if I can.
Yep, that's pretty much all you can do right now.
Crap, this program keeps crashing on me. I'm gonna get out my metal D6 here.
Get that real one.
And that one actually succeeds.
Okay, you feel yourself coming out of this. I mean, you were hurt, but you feel yourself coming out of it and can do something next time. Hubert,
you're gonna have to do better than that, you old witch.
Hubert, make us a death save at disadvantage.
Oh boy,
1d6.
here we go. 6.
Woo! You're back at 1 HP.
Woo!
So that would round out what you can do this turn.
Nice.
Ozzy, we're back to you then.
I feel like I've got to take this thing out before it takes me out. So, I can't do anything about the fear. I'm just going to have to go for it. Oh, 2 hits.
All right, so 2 points of damage to it.
Yes, that was a 12.
How do you
yes.
How do you punch into this thing to knock him down and he doesn't seem to be getting up?
Well, I'm feeling a bit rough myself, but I'm going to wade in and I'll hit it once, striking up and across its chest, and then back down across its chest the other way, and then kick it over.
Yeah, he just splashes down into the swampy mire and is not moving at this point.
I'm just going to stop and take some deep breaths.
All right, perfect. Doug, we are up to you then.
Doug's going to do rapid punchings to her chin. It hits for 2.
All right.
And then he's just going to do a quick roundabout, and he misses with that.
You see her staggering and having a hard time standing up as you've knocked some more of her teeth out and realigned her jaw some, it seems, and taken the breath out of her. And she sees Train trying to come back to his senses. She looks towards you this time, Doug, and she says, "All right, you little rascal, that's enough." And you will take 3 points of damage as the ray runs out and shoots you.
If she's doing it towards Doug, Train's just going to intersect again.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you're back to your senses, so we're going to say you probably can. What is that called again? I want to just read something real quick.
It's called Defender.
Yep, I found it. Defender. Yep, you can do it again then. So you have taken 3 more points of damage and are frozen in place again.
Okay.
And you see her go, rats, rats, rats. And Train, we are up to you, so you have to see if you can get out of it.
Yeah, Train is looking at this witch with absolute hatred in her eyes. I got out of it the first time.
Yep, you're out of it, man, so you can have 1 action to do something.
And I'll use my 1 action to slam this lady with my axe.
All right.
Hopefully. And success on the first roll. So I was frozen with like my axe kind of bat, and as I unfreeze from it, like she kind of wasn't expecting it, like because I struggled last time, and so it's like all of a sudden just a surprise when it's like wham right into her shoulder.
Yeah, and how does that end her where she falls into the mire of the swamp?
It slams straight into her shoulder and like just cleaves into her neck, and Train just brings her like face to face and says, "I told you I'd kill you, you fucking witch." And then Train just kicks her off of her axe, and like she and the old hag like just gets kicked off the rocks and like hits the ground in the swamp.
Yep, and she's not moving, and the creature is not moving, and everything is quiet now.
Thank you, Train.
Yeah. Well, I just don't forget. This cave is ours now. Train just starts to kind of pop her neck. Hey, Al, I could use some healing.
Ooh, there it is. He flies over there and then, with disadvantage, tries to heal Train for 4 points. And that fails. Does it again for the second one. And this time, he fails again. But he could, continue on again and again. Hopefully that's going to bring her health back.
Yeah, and you also have the salve that Red Eyes gave you. I mean, y'all can sit and heal yourselves back up if you want to and rest up.
Yeah, we've just got 2 uses of that left. And I'm down 3 hits.
I mean, if the owl can heal us for free, we might as well just sit around until Hubert can heal us all up again. Not waste the staff. Save that for an emergency.
Yeah, I'm thinking save that for when the owl goes down.
Yeah.
Not go down at any point, because I'll protect him.
Yeah, and while we're sitting around, waiting to get healed, I'm gonna cut that hag's head off.
Yep, you can do that.
And yeah, I'm gonna keep it with me.
Yeah, you've got an extra little bag. You can bag it up, leaking green fluid out of it, but you can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen any creature that looks like that before.
Now, she had a hut out here, right? And I had that barrier up, but since she's dead now, well, let's just search her body, see if she has any magical artifacts on her.
Yeah, as you search through, she has this wooden staff that was hooked on her belt. That's about more like a rod, about 3 foot there, and she has the Cupid-looking dolls of each of you that she had, and she's wearing appears to be some kind of stole around her shoulders and her neck that was made out of some type of fur or something, but you don't find anything else on her.
Yeah. I can't wear this stole. How about you, Ozzy or Doug? When do you want this?
I'm not taking anything off of that hag.
Well, I would say at least take the doll that looks like you. You don't want somebody to find it.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely mine. Definitely mine. Attila, got yourself a friend. I'm gonna put the doll back down into my shell where Attila stays.
All right.
And yeah, I'm gonna keep the staff. Does no one want the shawl?
I have no need for a shawl. I'm warm enough.
Yeah, at least 2 of us are covered with fur.
You don't want this shawl.
The shawl seems a bit redundant.
Never know. It could be magical. Could have some kind of protection or something.
The owl pecks at his own doll to see if he feels anything.
Nope. You peck at it and nothing happens.
Okay. He's gonna unravel.
No, go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, he's gonna unravel it and see if he gets wounded.
Nope, nothing happens. You have no ill effects from it at all.
Okay. Yeah, then he's gonna basically, shred it so that it won't be around anymore. And he
as you're looking at that shawl train, maybe looking through it, you see etched a name, little tag with a name, and you figure out her name was Cess Poole. Cess was her first name in Poole, even though she was known as Sally.
That's a stupid name. All right, Attila, you got yourself a free shawl, and I will use the shawl. I'll put that down. I'll take that hay out and stuff I had in there, and then I'll put that shawl down in there. So now Sally will have a nice shawl bed.
Yep, you get no ill effects from it.
Attila will have a nice shawl bed. All right, let's go see if we can take down that barrier with this staff and see if we can find ourselves some, I don't know, some clicks or some magic stuff or something.
Yeah, if you make your way back to the area of where you're pretty sure the hut was, and you get there, and you see the trees and things, pretty sure where you're at. Everything appears to be in place except the hut is gone. It's not there. It's just a barren piece of land now.
Dang it. Old witch took the secret of her money with her.
Well, perhaps not.
And the owl flaps his wings and uses his trademark time view ability to turn back the time to see what exactly happened to the hut. Let's see if it works. And he fails.
Yeah, you start seeing, time going back and seeing that, and then all of a sudden it's just like a block. It's like you just got a bad headache in your mind, and it just blocked you from seeing anything.
Oh, I don't know what it was, but I can't see beyond that certain time.
Her magic must be more powerful than yours.
Like I said, I know no magic.
Yeah, I know magic when I see it.
At least we have all this Oger's toe.
Got a free cave full of it. All right. Let's head back to town.
We can open up our own venture, a new company. I would say we'll call it Hubert and Hubert's.
That's a stupid name. I say we call it Owlbear Outpost.
Ooh, I like the name of that. Owlbear Outpost.
Hoot! And then he soars into the air.
You want to make your way back to where you have your boat along the shore to head back to the town?
Yep.
Yep, you make your way back pretty uneventful. Follow them out back, follow your known tracking. You have your herbs of tracking and all that. You're able to do that. You get back to the shoreline of where your boat is. And as you do, this is what you will see, and then I will tell you what will happen. Let me switch over a couple things here.
Oh no, the pirates.
You get yourself back to there, to where the boats are, and you see your friend sitting there along the shoreline, the Dread Pirate Roberts. But you're not worried about Dread Pirate Roberts. You see there with him is the real leader of the gang, Rosie, his wife. And you see about 10 to 12 other pirates standing around y'all's little boat, armed with their crossbows and their rapiers and their bows. And as they both look towards you, Rosie points to all of you and she goes, "Doug, tell me how this story ends for you."
Doug just kind of waves at Rosie and walks onto the boat. Kind of walks past her, ignores everybody, and just puts down the ogre's toe and goes about his business.
Hubert, how will this story end for you, Hubert?
Hubert spreads his wings and says, "Look into my eyes." Woo. His eyes swirl and it fires off a bioorganic shock towards Rosie.
I didn't expect that. Okay. Test and see if you hit her.
Okay. Bioorganic shock. That is not a hit for the first one. And 1-6. Yeah.
Yeah, you hit the leader of the pack, Rosie Roberts, then. And she goes, "Oh! Train. How's the story going to end?"
Train steps up and smacks Hooter in the back of the head and says, "You idiot! You don't attack our allies." And then he looks at Rosie and says, "Yeah, you heard me right. Ally, I got a proposition for you. Here, just like I thought you'd be."
Perfect. Ozzy, as you see the dread pirates who tried to attack y'all when you went out on this mission and first started it, as they're waiting there at your boat and have you heavily outnumbered, how's it going? Story going to end for Ozzy?
I'm just grateful to have survived a mud monster and a swamp monster, and if they're going to provide us with a way to get back home, then I'll just get on the boat, and I need to find some water. I've got to get mud and swamp stuff out of my fur.
Stories, endings, one and all, but now I'll tell you how the story is going to really end. Is you zap Rosie and she lets out the little squawk. And then you step in, Train, and say the partner dealership. She pulls out this old scroll and she says, yes, well, you will have to, of course, sign under Amendment 7, 6, 4, 3, and maybe 9. But your little friend there that wanted to attack me, the leader of all of us, he gets 10 lashes with a whip for that. And we'll call that even. You did say 70-30, is that right? 70, of course, for me and Dread Pirate Roberts, and 30 for you and your group?
Yeah, I kind of like 60-40 better, but I don't think, I mean, you know,
Well,
I mean, come on, I know the location of the cave where infinite amounts of this ogre toe grow.
okay, 60-40.
Oh,
20.
and also I killed this bitch for you, and I tossed the bag with the head in it. Train will toss that bag with the head in it over to Rosie's husband. He, you know, Train doesn't want to get any blood on Rosie. That would, you know, no.
You know,
no.
the dread pirate Robert grabs the bag, but he doesn't open it. Rosie says, okay, 60-40, 20 lashes with the whip to the owl.
Yeah, sounds fair to me. I mean, you did attack her. You know, you kind of got it coming.
Oh, I
But
thought
of
she was
course,
only-
what Train knows is that the owl can just heal itself. So,
As y'all sit there and make your deal and sign your papers with Rosie and her crew, her band of bandits, we go back to the village for a moment where the mayor, Crowley, is checking his timepiece and looking at it, and you know, he's expecting you any time. He knows that you've had more than enough time to get there, and his open window is there. And all of a sudden, something lands there, and you look and you see it's a raven. He looks over it and he goes, they made a deal with the pirates, didn't they? Well, just wait till they get back to town. Prison for that dang Train. She's going back to prison. The rest of them, I think I'll just... Hell, I don't know. I need to think on that. You think they'll be back in a few hours? Okay. Perfect. He picks up the little telecommunications device that he has, and he calls the prison, and he says, yeah, you better send plenty of them because Train is going to probably fight you when she gets here and knows that she's going back to prison. Yeah, you let me worry about the other ones. I'll take care of them. Yeah, I'll make sure that, okay, perfect. That is the end of part 2 of the adventure known as the quest for Ogre's Toe. As suspense builds, as the group makes what they think is a decent deal with the pirates, the Dread Pirate Roberts and the Dread Rosie Roberts. Little do they know when they get back to their village what transpires then. But that is the end of this. Thank you all for playing.